And here, starting to prepare to get into the differential. I got a lot of stuff in the way I need to move. I'll tackle the sway bar links and the sway bar first. Drop it, get it out of the way. What? Who is that, boy? I use my 1/2 inch impact and I believe a 15 millimeter socket on the brackets, and I believe it was an 18 millimeter ratchet wrench on the sway bar. I forget what I used for the backup. That 18 millimeter was on the sway bar link. Trying to keep track of the bolts and nuts. My bolts and the nuts, as usual, they get lost. On this driver's side, I had to drill out the lower bracket bolt. It sheared off, and I just modified it. I put a bolt in there and double nutted it to hold it in place. I'll probably buy new brackets. I'm thinking about going to the next heavier sway bar. One of the nuts came off pretty easy. The second one I was having trouble with a backup, and anyway, it took a little longer to get it off. Having trouble finding something to use as a backup. That did not work. I ended up using a pair of pliers for the backup and the impact on the nut. And here I'm getting ready to start loosening the bolts on the differential cover. They came out pretty easy, but as I found, the differential cover gave me a fight to get off. I'm taking them all out except the one at 12 o'clock and leaving it in. Here I'm just trying to keep track of all the bolts that come out of the cover. It has 10, and I come up with 9. I found the 10th one a little bit later. What I found was that RTV, I used the blue stuff, it really had that cover on there tight, and I had to work getting it loose. I ended up not showing the entire video of me getting that cover loose, because it took me a while. I was a little embarrassed. This next clip is back to normal.
It's starting to come. It took me a while. Boy, that thing was on there. The RTV holds better than what I figured anyway. Damn good. See if I can. I got it starting to leak. There it goes. There we go. See, that's nice, clean. I don't know if I can reuse. Probably not if I put everything new back in it. But I might save that, filter it, and use it somewhere else. I don't know. It's fairly expensive fluid. It's only got about 100 miles on it. Had the anti-slip additive. I went to a heavier gear oil because of the high mileage. But anyway, you see, I finally got it, but I didn't show much. But it took me a while to get that differential cover loose. And I didn't show that on the camera because I know I look like a fool more than I normally do. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna finish taking this one out now. I think it'll come off on its own. I want to get this thing where I can really take a good look and see if I can see any damage. And it don't matter if I do or not, because if I take those axles out, I'm going to change everything. And I got to get this carrier out. I'm going to change probably end up changing everything. But I'm going to get, I may pull this out and take it somewhere and have an expert look at it. But you know, if they got 2,000 miles on it, they probably need to be changed out. You know, that's the way I look at it. If I'm going to keep it, so I probably put the money out and go ahead and change everything out. And I'm going to go ahead and stop for a while here, take a break, and figure out what I'm going to do next. I don't think I'm going to pull axles or anything. This is just preparatory work, but it's a little work, and trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do. Anyway, that's my Jeep out for now. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be dealing with. I noticed I got some RTV somehow on that bracket. I forget what that's called. I think that goes on the outside of the bearing. But anyway, you see that RTV, that's probably not a good thing, because that could probably get inside the, but, you know, I'm not an expert, but you know, these gears are probably got a lot of wear, even though you may not, to the untrained eye, it would be hard to tell, because I don't think this Jeep was ever used for off-roading, and it may have just normal wear and tear over time. But you know, 200,000 miles plus, there's probably the bearings. I can't find no documentation that any of this on either differential, front or rear, has ever been worked on, changed out, repairs, bearings changed out. So, and I think it'd be a good idea to just go ahead and change everything out. And it's going to cost some money, but yeah, I've already spent a lot of money on this thing. I probably could have bought a pretty nice Jeep for what I've spent, but that's I'm using it as a hobby to rebuild, and it's keeping me busy, and it's keeping me active, and I look forward to it. It's something to do. I never thought I'd be looking forward on working on vehicles, but here I am.
In here, I'm just getting a close-up view of the gears. Something for me to look at and examine for a while. Give me something to think about. Help me with my planning. And when you can, please check my son's channel out at 78 Stinkin' Lincoln. Great how-to on Lincoln, Ford, and Mercury. You'll enjoy it. Beautiful town car.